Hello there, welcome back to episode 15. A different episode this time, as we only have 3 races in this episode. And then you might wonder, dear Exios, how do we only have 3 races in a 50-minute long episode? That's crazy. And let me introduce them to you. We're starting off today's episode with the Arnold Wallard Memorial, a very flat race with 3 windy sections. That means we need to be positioned properly up front, make sure that we survive these windy sections, and yeah, try to give our best sprint in the end with our sprinters. The windy sections, however, always tricky for our riders, always frustrating to deal with, so we just have to deal with them as best as we can. Next up, we have a Portuguese race, which I think this is the first Portuguese race that we've ever done. A very hilly race, some cobble sections I think in there as well, so cobbles plus hills. A very tricky race for us. Let's see if we can perform in this race. Maybe something for Fitzgerald or maybe Jae Hwan-jun, our mountain rider, with a sprint towards the end. Crazy. And last but certainly not least, it is the Tour de Morocco. Last season it got its own special episode. This season it's just part of episode 20 or episode 15. So you know, regular race here for us, a 10-day race here for us, which last year we won with Yu Sarang and Heo Songsu. Obviously, they will be part of this race as well, hoping to get good results with them. It is a 2.2 race, which last year we, by luck, with some luck at least, we won. Let's see if we can do the same this year. Let's start it off with the Arnold Wallard Memorial. Again, a very flat race, 3 windy sections. We need to be positioned properly here, and we're not even part of the top 10, so let's see how we'll do.
Hello to one and all. It's going to be a monotonous day when it comes to the terrain. But at least the teams with sprinters won't be complaining. And, of course, those opportunists with a bit of daring won't make their life easy.
So yeah, we have most of our sprinters here with us today. You see Severi, Fitzke, and Turnbull, basically. A lot of sprinters with us today. However, the statistics for our riders are not great. The weather and the wind and everything, probably just the typical Dutch weather. Not very favorable for our riders. So they're having a bit of an off day, which means that we will just protect them here in this episode, in this peloton. Just protect our riders, make sure that we survive here towards the end. And we have relatively survived it. You see Kim Hyun-suk already exhausted. I'm lining up Fitzke here for a nice final sprint. He is, in statistics-wise, the best of our team at the moment. Winning race after race as well, so we need to make sure that we keep this up here with Fitzke. On towards the end, 7 kilometers left to go. Kim Hyun-suk super exhausted by these windy sections and by today's race. Doing a decent lead out, but not much more that he could do. Handing it over to Yeon, the Korean national champion. 6 kilometers left. That means that we need to have a bit of a pull here, but we have plenty of riders remaining. Popping most of the energy gels already. The speed of this race is very quick. And we are heading into the last 4 kilometers of this race. Big lead out now, making sure that we head towards this final area up front, positioned properly. Savakovsky, one of our best sprinters normally, part of this lead out train, which is disappointing. His sprint stats are still pretty good, but his acceleration and everything else not as much. Sprinting a little bit early, 1 kilometer left to go, however. Ooh, big mistake here by us with the sprint by Fitzke. We could have done this way earlier, but I definitely did not position my team as well as I thought. I did not pay attention as well as I should have. Cole Owen getting across the line here as second. We can be thankful for him and his positioning. Thank you, Cole, saving our race here, saving my butt here at the end, getting a second place here in this race. The rest of our team getting across the line is 6th, 7th, and 8th. Again, the positioning there at the end was pretty okay. It's just that I was not paying attention to this race, apparently. It went by so quickly. Those last kilometers flew by incredibly quickly. And Cole, thankfully saving my ass, getting across the line here as second. Thank you, Cole. We appreciate the effort that you've done here. The rest of our riders getting across the line here in a top 20 position. Yeon even in a 25th position. So, pretty good job here by our team. Most of them arriving here in a top 10 position. Pretty decent, I would say. Next up is the Classica Viano do Castelo. And this is an exciting race. Cobble sections in the mountains. Great for Fitzke.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. It's a difficult race with several cobbled sections. The bikes will be severely tested. The race will take place under a bright sun.
There we go. The temperatures here in Portugal more to the liking of our team. Fietske with us today, of course, as well. And our mountain riders, Jae Jun and Owen Cole as well. Fietske, the classics rider, I would compare him similarly to Van Aert, maybe, with how good he is at this moment. Obviously not at the same skill level as Van Aert, but he keeps winning classics. He won the Volta NXT Classic last episode as well. Sorry for the spoiler, but that was an incredible victory. Very, very lucky to get that. And I'm setting out Carpentier here to block off any other attacks here that might happen. And yeah, let's see if he can stick it out towards the end. Again, I don't believe that most of the breakaways will stay there towards the end, but we will see. In the meantime, we'll defend Jae Jun and Fietske Paul, same as most of the classics that we'll do, and see how far we'll get. Bringing you guys back here now at 20 kilometers or 17 kilometers before the finish line. It has been a tough race. You already see you done 6 minutes, 7 minutes behind the peloton. Yon, 5.5 minutes behind the peloton. Carpentier, apparently being in the breakaway, was the best bet here. Pushing down the attackers, trying to make sure that they don't get too far. The rest of our team suffering. Fietske still also looking relatively well here. Really surviving these cobble sections. It's really his terrain. That's why I compare him to a classic rider like Van Aert, who is just incredible on those cobble sections as well. Carpentier chasing down the breakaway, catching up to them. 11 kilometers to go. We are in a full sprint. The peloton is breaking up. 31 people remaining here in this peloton. I send Van Strijtem here out to get some water, which poor decision here by me. He will never catch up here in this down area. A big movement up here in this terrain by Carpentier. A little bit of a cobble section slash upward section here. Up to 12% almost in percentages there. Another cobble section here for our riders. 7 kilometers left to go. Carpentier is pushing himself to the max. He is riding incredibly well. You see the rest of our riders suffering. Van Strijtem is doing his best to even get back towards the front. But we are in a fantastic position here with 5 kilometers to go. Really gapping the other riders. Really being up front really well here, actually. I'm very impressed here by our team. I'm surprised that they survived these hills this well, even. And yeah, a little bit over 3 kilometers to go. Cole Owen, one of our sprinters that turned into a mountain rider. He actually is doing pretty well in the mountain stats, as you can see there. Up ahead now, Jae Jun out of energy as well. So that means I need to do something with Fietske. I do a very early sprint here with Fietske. 2 kilometers before the end, 1.8 kilometers before the end. But he seems to be able to just beat the other riders. Well, what a sprint away. The other riders apparently absolutely exhausted. And Fietske getting cross line here as first. Great job here by Paul Fietske. Well done here by the rest of our team. Even Carpentier ending up 4th place here in this day stage race. Really good job here by our team. Here you have the victor of today's stage, Paul Fietske. Great job here by him. Our classics rider, our cobble muncher, as some would say. Doing an incredible job here today in this second race of today's stage, or of today's video. Incredible job here by him. Our team also first into this stage as well, so something to be proud of. Good for the monies, doesn't give us extra points, but Fietske with a first place gives us plenty of points already. So pretty great job here by Fietske. I'm pretty sure this will move him up close or by Christoph Kroll. We'll have to see towards the end of the episode, because he keeps winning. My man Fietske keeps winning. So great job here by Fietske. Fantastic job, actually, by him today. Getting another first place. Extending the victories that he's already had. Look at his statistics. For a 3.5 star statistics, winning classic after classic race, it really is the perfect stage for him. Apparently, I've signed an incredible rider here with Paul Fietske. I didn't expect him to be this good at cobbles, but you know, he's really proving how good he is in this section and how good he is in these races. So I'm hoping that if we go to a higher level and do more World Tour races, he will perform there as well. You see these other riders also around 3.5 stars, so we're not really overperforming here. I think we are doing what we can to our level, and it's something to be definitely proud of. Now on to a 10-day stage tour, which is going to take the rest of this episode. So I hope you enjoy the Tour de Maroc Part 2. Starting off with a flat stage, it goes up gradually, but it's a very flat stage here. We're not even in the top 10 once again. We weren't last year either, but we did end up getting a first and second place in the general classification. Obviously, our hope for this year's Tour du Maroc is to achieve the same feat and win here with Heo Sangsu or Yu Sarang. We have both of them with us again. Can Yu Sarang defend his title, or will it be Heo taking the title from Yu Sarang? We'll have to see in these coming stages. Let's start it off.
Hello to one and all. It's going to be a monotonous day when it comes to the terrain, but at least the teams with sprinters won't be complaining, and of course, those opportunists with a bit of daring won't make their life easy.
And do we have those riders with a bit of daring? We'll have to see. You see most of our group here, or most of our team here in today's race is also Korean, because I really want to get results with the Korean team. God darn it. Last year we obviously succeeded very well with Yu Sarang and Heo, and I really just want to keep performing like that. I'm sending Yon here in the breakaway, get some bonus seconds, get some additional bonus points. Bonus seconds will definitely matter here towards the end of this race, but Yon immediately gets caught. And you notice this a lot here in these races. We won last year's stage, and the moment that we jump away with anyone, the rest of the peloton either sprints after us, or basically the breakaway stops working. So there won't be much of a chance here to do anything in this breakaway and in most stages, but yeah, it's difficult. You see here, Yon in the end did make it towards the breakaway. You see most of his energy is already gone. The peloton is still 20 seconds away. Yon does manage to do a good sprint here towards the end, getting across the line as first. 4 bonus points or sprint points here for Yon, and 3 additional bonus seconds, which will count towards the general classification, which is great. In the meantime, the peloton obviously catches us, and there's not much we can do. Heo also tried to get away, failed, and then, you know, at least succeeded here in a first place in this in-between sprint point. So Heo, the second place of last year, getting 3 additional bonus seconds. A good start of our tour. 3 bonus seconds for Yon, 3 bonus seconds for Heo. 1 more in-between bonus sprint to go, however. You see a little breakaway forming, but Heo not able to be part of that. And in the end, we did not get any additional bonus seconds or bonus points, so not ideal. Yu, however, is definitely someone that we want to get these mountain points with. He is our mountain rider in this stage, or in this tour, I should say. Getting across the line here as first. Additional mountain points for us, for you. And that means that we will have at least the best climber's jersey for this tour, for the first stage, which is pretty good. Now let's focus here towards the end of today's stage. It goes up a bit, but it flattens out towards the end, which means that we will have to do a pretty okay sprint here towards the end. I want to put Turnbull as a lead-out man for us. Heo is absolutely exhausted though. Tried to be in the breakaway, tried to get points, and bonus seconds did not work out as well. Only got 3 bonus seconds and exhausted himself in the process. I want to put Turnbull, as I said, in the lead out for Heo. He does have an incredible acceleration as a rider, so I'm hoping that will help Heo deliver a pretty good sprint here towards the end. Yu now pushing forward here in this slight uphill section. Again, a big push here by our team. We want to prove that our last year's results weren't a fluke. We want to win stages. We want to win this tour. 1 kilometer to go. I sprint way too late here with our team. You see this finish line already going. Heo out of energy, however. Oh, way too late sprint here by us. I really messed up here in this last kilometer. Heo absolutely exhausted. I should have done this so much better as well. Hong getting across the line here as 7th. Joseph getting across the line here as 9th. A big failure on my part, honestly, here in the start of this tour. Heo, the 2nd place of last season. Not doing as well. Getting some bonus seconds at least, so we are 4th and 5th here. in the end in the general classification. But, you know, we want to win, we want to score additional bonus seconds through those wins, and that is what really should propel us forward in this general classification. However, we did not perform, and that's okay. It's a 10-stage long race. Last season, we also did not perform as well in these first couple of stages. It was incredibly tricky for us to do well, but in the end, we started winning some stages and started getting bonus seconds, and that propelled Heyo forward a lot. And you, in the end, won through a breakaway. So let's see how we'll do here in the second stage. Can we get in the breakaway? Can we win this stage with Heyo? We'll have to see.
Today's terrain is fairly level, so it's ideal ground for those who are good on the flat. The race will take place in beautiful weather conditions.
At least we'll have beautiful weather conditions here for today's stage, which is considered flat, even though it has a massive mountain here at the beginning. Massive for our riders, at least. I'm hoping to send away Yusarang. There are mountain points here up for grab. The winner of last year's Tour de Maroc. However, you see here how fast the peloton is already sprinting. They are wanting to change down this group, this little stage that went away. Kim Hyun-suk in the end managed to get away to try and get some bonus points, and he gets across the line here as first. Kim Hyun-suk, the oldest man in our group, 29 or I think 30 years old now, getting across the line here in this mountain category here. I think getting enough points here to get the mountain jersey, which is just hilarious to me. Either way, we got caught back here in the in-between sprints and did not participate, or weren't able to get any points there. Sending you here now up in this mountain point to get at least the jersey back. You 1 point ahead of Hyun-suk Kim. Pretty good result here for you, Sarang. Getting the mountain points and winning the mountain jersey for this second stage as well. Great job here by our team. At least we'll secure that one for another couple of stages, which means a little bit more money here for us, which is always good. Heyo getting across the line here as first in this in-between sprint stage. Another 3 bonus seconds for him. Again, very important here for his general classification. Even if we don't win stages or if we don't get top 3s, at least those bonus seconds will keep us in the race here for a top position, and hopefully keep us in the race as well towards the later stages. Yusarang now starting here with the lead out for the group. It will definitely be a mass sprint here. Thank you, commentator, confirming what I've just said. A mass sprint here for us today for sure. It is slightly downhill, which means that even if we do a full effort here, the energy goes down slightly slower than usual, which is great for us. Hung, the powerful engine, sadly with some minus stats today. Yon as well with some minus stats today. We're having not the best luck here stats-wise. Turnbull, however, looking fantastic. But I want to do a good sprint here with Heyo. We'll have to see how we'll do. 3.5 kilometers to go. We are so far up front. We are doing actually really well here in this final effort. 2 kilometers left to go. I do a quite early sprint here with Kim Hyun-suk. Turnbull now taking over here at the 1 kilometer mark. Sprinting here with Heyo at 800 meters. Can he keep up front? Can we win another stage here with Heyo? Can we do it? No! No! Heyo! Getting across the line here as 5th. Getting beaten to the line by 4 other riders. Oh my god, he was in such a good position. He was doing so well here. But he gets beaten towards the line by 4 riders. A 5th place for Heyo. I was so confident that he had it here, that he got it in this last kilometer. He was in such a good position, but managed to fall apart here towards the end. The bonus seconds keeping Heyo in a 6th spot, moving down a spot sadly. If he won here, he would have been the 1st place in the general classification at the moment. But sadly, a 5th place here for us. No additional bonus seconds for us in this final last kilometers here. And in this finish, a bit of a disappointing result here with Heyo. Again, last year I would have been fine with this. I would have probably still been disappointed, especially when he got so close here to the victory. But the expectation of Heyo to do even better than last year is real. He has been riding okay this season already. He has been getting some third places in larger races as well, so I was hoping for him to do a little bit better here in the Tour de Morocco. You see here the fitness peak for Turnbull Joseph. Maybe we should go for him a bit more, as he's doing pretty good. But again, I want Heo and you to defend this jersey. Another flat stage here. Let's see how Heo will do.
Today's terrain is fairly level, so it's ideal ground for those who are good on the flat. It is under a bright sun that today's race will be run.
Another very flat stage here. Our riders are in the peloton. They are so far in the back that I don't think we'll be able to even get away. You see me wanting to try and get away here with Jon. But yeah, it's tricky for us to do so. Heo even all the way in the back of the peloton, which is a terrible choice. Kim Hyun-suk as well. Why are we so far in the back? We are so far in the back, and we're not even that far back in the general classification. Come on, guys. Get up forward. That means that there's no bonus seconds for us here, sadly, in this little, in this stage at least. The peloton is chasing this breakaway. Maybe we can get away with Jon later. You see me position him relatively up front. The peloton seems to chase and sit back up there towards the end. Turnbull made it towards the breakaway in the later sections of this race. Trying to sprint here towards this in-between sprint section, getting some bonus seconds at least, which is pretty cool. 2 bonus seconds for him, 1 bonus second in the earlier one. Probably getting beaten towards the first one pretty heftily. Big sprint here towards the third in-between sprint point, getting beaten again. Turnbull, what is happening, man? Your stats are pretty good today, but it's just your sprinting is just not great. As you can see, his acceleration is insane, but the sprints is just not that great, sadly for him. Let's see, however, how we'll do here in this final part of today's stage. 7 kilometers left to go. Yusarang, totally empty, did his lead-out job. Really good job here by him today. So far, again, keeping the mountain jersey, no mountain points here today, so he will keep the mountain jersey for another stage, which is always beneficial for us. Turnbull, very early here in the lead out, again, because he's been underperforming in the sprints in general. I'm hoping that his acceleration will basically propel us forward a decent amount towards the end. He's keeping on this lead out pretty long. His stamina today is quite good. A big lead out here now by Jon. 1 kilometer left to go. I sprint a little bit late here again by our riders. However, this sprint does way better. Can Heo make it to the line this time? Oh, second and third place here by Heo and Kim. Really good job, actually. Much better than last time. Bonus seconds for us at the line as well. Great job here by Heo and Kim. Passing a ton of riders here towards the end. Much better than the last stage where they got passed just on the line by around 45 riders. This time, Heo and Kim Hyun-suk managed to pass the riders instead, so maybe they were saving their energy last stage. We sprinted around the same time, I would say, so it's a bit disappointing to see them to do this well now, but also I'm just happy that they did well. And you see them also moving up here in the general classification, with Joseph basically moving up 10 positions. He's the most noticeable here, now in the top 10 position, together with Kim Hyun-suk and Heo Sang-soo. Oh, the goal for this is obviously, I mean, we have plenty of stages left to go. We have like 7 stages left to go. So plenty of time for us to keep going. We have the top 2 in the mountain jersey as well, so I kind of want to keep that as well with Yusarang. But, you know, the goal is obviously to win this. We are 4 seconds behind the number 1. We are in a good position to win this. We just need to keep up this scoring, and then hopefully we can get up to the top step of this podium again. On to the 4th stage, an incredibly hilly stage. I would say even mountainous, but the game is setting just hilly. So this will be the stage for Yusarang.
Greetings to all. It's an undulating route, so it will be a tactical race. It's a beautiful day today. That should be to the liking of most riders.
Yusarang with a +2 in statistics in the beautiful polka dot jersey. Let's send him away onto the attack. Maybe it's a bit early, but you know, I want him to do well here in the mountain classification. And in the meantime, I'll defend Heo and Turnbull as they are pretty good position. I would have loved to also defend Kim Hyun-sok, but he's having terrible statistics today. So for sure we'll defend Heo and Turnbull, and then Kim Hyun-sok will have to survive these mountains by himself. On towards the first mountain point, yeah, it's not going so well. You see Yusarang dropped by everyone in the group. He's out of energy. He's really absolutely destroyed. There's a group of 6 in front of him, so no points for him here in this mountain. That means we skip right towards the end. 7 kilometers left to go. You absolutely destroyed. 17 minutes now behind the peloton. This was not Yu's stage. He tried his best to get mountain points, but just the mountains absolutely destroyed him. Not much else we could do. Trying to be in the breakaway for a while destroyed his energy, and then going up the rest of the mountains destroyed the rest of him, so he got behind very quickly. All we can do now is try to save our general classification here, doing a lead out with Turnbull, seeing he does have some most neutral stats, I would say. I probably should have done it with Kim Hyun-sok, as he has -2 stats. You see Kim Hyun-sok and Heo also exhausted already. Sprinting here from 1 kilometer off with Kim Hyun-sok. Heo going from 800 meters. Can we repeat the sprint from yesterday? Can he pass any riders? Can he move towards the first position? It's looking good. No! Barely. Not a 3rd place here for Heo, which still is incredible by him. A really good spot. He was quite far behind the other riders, and a 3rd position here for Heo Sung-soo, which, you know, pretty good. I think that's 4 additional bonus seconds for him. Yes, it is. Moving him up all the way to 3rd position currently. 8 seconds off the lead now. Ooh, not bad here. Kim Hyun-sok staying in 6th. Joseph sadly moving or down 1 position and scrolling down. Yusarang now all the way at the bottom, losing all the minutes in the world. A terrible, terrible stage here for Yusarang. Really putting him all the way down at the bottom of the general classification. The winner of last year, my hope for this year as well, last in the general classification. Even though we got a 3rd place here in this stage, a good job here by Heo, good job here by the rest of her team. I am severely disappointed in Yusarang, the rider that I was kind of counting on to do well, and at least win something in the breakaway.
Hello and welcome. Today's terrain is fairly level, so it's ideal ground for those who are good on the flat.
The 5th stage of the Tour de Maroc. Another relatively flat stage, but with an uphill finish. Now, maybe this would have been Yusarang's ace in the hole if, you know, he would have actually not been, let me see, 22 minutes behind the number 1. So it's not great. I want to try and move away with him to see if we can accomplish anything here in the breakaway, but you see the moment that Yusarang stops cycling, the breakaway also stops cycling. It just seems to be that even though Yusarang is 22 minutes away, there's no one really excited to go out and attack with him that much. So I'm hoping here still to go and be in this breakaway. You see a little group forming, but in the end, nothing that we could do here. There was a little bit of a breakaway away without any of our riders, and that means, you know, not any success for us, sadly, in this stage so far. Maybe we can turn that success here in this last 10 kilometers in this stage. Yon here with the lead out for our team. You see Yusarang already exhausted, and Kim Hyun-sok with a -3 as well. So our sprinter for today will be Joseph Turnbull, hoping here that he will do well. Yon kind of blocked in here, not losing any energy, which is good for us, but it's not really what I'm expecting, to be honest. So I'm hoping that he can squeeze his way out and the rest of the riders can follow, and maybe we can put some additional pressure here on the peloton. We want to pressure them here in this last 5 kilometers of this stage. A bit of an uphill section, around 2 to 3% here. Doesn't have too much of a name, but it can still make it difficult for the rest of these riders. Hoping to make it difficult for any of these riders, to be honest. Going out now with Hong, a little bit over 3 kilometers remaining. That means I can actually spend a lot of energy here with our riders. The percentage now 3%, still plenty of riders to go, still plenty of energy to go. We can do a big sprint here, hopefully towards the end, hoping that, you know, we can actually get something with our team here. However, Yusarang, Heo and Turnbull have seemed to have lost the wheel of Yusarang. That means they had to expend so much effort here towards catching up with the other riders. Can Turnbull make it here in this stage? Can he win a stage for us? Yes, he can. Joseph Turnbull, the winner of Stage 5 here in the Tour de Maroc. Wow, a great job here by him. Heyo getting across the line here as 8th as well. And the rest of our team following swiftly after. Joseph Turnbull, thankfully winning a stage for us here in the Tour de Maroc. Finally a victory. Is this the turnaround that we were hoping for? Is this the turnaround that we needed? Maybe it is Rudik here with, I think, the Sprinters jersey. Or the point jersey or the Young Riders classification. I'm not sure which jersey he has exactly, but in the red jersey, second currently in this stage, and currently also second in the general classification. That means that Heyo still 8 seconds off the lead, and I saw there very quickly, skipping on towards the general classification here, you see Joseph in first currently in the stage, but I think I saw a sneak peek of him being fourth, so let's quickly check on that. Oh, Joseph actually first obviously with the points because he got first in the stage. That makes sense. Joseph fourth now in the general classification, moving up 6 spots, getting 10 additional bonus seconds. Now 9 seconds away from that first spot. Kim Hyun-suk moving down the spot, obviously because Joseph is moving up a lot. Heyo still in third as well, which is great for us. That means a 3rd and 4th position currently in the general classification. That means we could put some pressure here on these classification riders, on this general classification riders, and hopefully, you know, get some steps here with either Joseph or with Heyo as well. Yu Sarang still in last. Yon moving up a spot. Yay. Oh, Yu. I'm so disappointed in him. This is not Yu's season. He has not been riding well this entire season. Let's hope we can still win this tour with Heyo or Joseph. We're in a good spot at the moment in 3rd and 4th position, 10 seconds behind the number 1. In this stage is another flat stage, another sprint opportunity for us. I'm hoping that Heyo and Joseph will prove that they are the sprinters here. Again, Joseph in this fitness peak that he has currently. He seems to be rocking the world, winning last stage. Let's see if he can keep this up here in this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. Today's terrain is fairly level, so it's ideal ground for those who are good on the flat. It is under a bright sun that today's race will be run.
Heyo here in the, I think, Young Riders classification jersey, which is great for him. I'm proud of him to rep that blue jersey there. Lovely for him. Yon, our Korean national champion, been sending him out. He is 12 minutes behind, or almost 13 minutes behind the number 1. So I'm assuming that he will be able to get into the breakaway very easily. And maybe get some bonus seconds, bonus points, or, you know, achieve something in that line. Maybe move up a couple of spaces. I don't know. But the peloton seems to be chasing this group, so Yon maybe not choosing the best group here to sprint away with, which is a bit sad. You also with a -1 today. So our riders not doing too well. Thankfully, Heyo and Turnbull, Joseph, I should just say, with a +1, so they seem to be the most, you know, active here in this race. Yon tried to stay away for as long as possible, but in the end was not able to stay away in this group. I don't think he even got any additional bonus seconds. And you see him also absolutely exhausted. I tried to stay away with him for as long as possible. But yeah, in the end he got caught, so no additional victory here for Yon, which he does deserve a victory. He's been actually supporting really well and has been actually getting a victory here and there, which is surprising for a support player like him, a rider that isn't that good but still is the national champion of Korea. So I'm hoping to get more victories with him as well. 5 kilometers to go. We have our lead out train going full gas. Kim Hyun-suk being the main lead out man for the sprint today. Minus statistics, sadly for him. That means that he doesn't have a great chance to move up here in this general classification. However, he could be able to deliver our sprinters towards the end, and that's kind of what I'm betting on. 2 kilometers left to go. I pull on the early sprint here with Kim Hyun-suk, starting it up. A little bit over a kilometer to go. Turnbull sprinting now, starting that acceleration. Heyo from his wheel, jumping. Can he pass any of the other riders? No, the riders on the right had such a big lead that he was unable to pass them. He does finish ahead of Rudik, but sadly no additional bonus seconds for Heyo or Turnbull. Frisley, the Australian rider, winning this stage and therefore getting an additional 10 bonus seconds for him. That will basically secure his jersey a little bit more. Currently, oh wow, even the Dutch rider passing us 18 and 19 seconds behind the number one. Those 10 bonus seconds for him really showing up there, extending his lead even more. Yon exhausted, and you said I'm still last. Oh, we cannot catch a break with them. Either way, not the result that we were hoping for this stage. The leader of the general classification extending his lead, and Heo and Turnbull not really getting any additional bonus seconds here for us today. Hoping to get a better victory here in this 7th stage, another flat stage, as most of these stages are in the Tour de Murak. Which makes it such a fun stage, or fun tour for us. It basically gives us 8 or 9 chances of a victory. Let's see if we can achieve that here in the 7th stage. It is what we're aiming for.
The profile of this race is quite flat. Expect a fast pace from the peloton. It is under a bright sun that today's race will be run.
At least we'll have another beautiful sunny day. I'm hoping here to jump away with Kim Hyun-suk. Last stage I jumped away with Yon. Probably not the best choice here, as Yon is 20 minutes or 12 minutes or something behind the number one. He will never catch up towards the top 10 here in the general classification. Kim Hyun-suk, however, only 26 seconds behind the number one. That means if he can get 9 seconds here, he should move up a bunch in the general classification. But again, the peloton hunting him down. He tried to get away. Again, a big jump here by Kim Hyun-suk. I keep trying to get away. Riders too keep joining him. The peloton just keeps chasing him down, however. So I'm hoping to finally stay away here with Kim Hyun-suk, hoping to finally make it. He does make it towards the first sprint point. Big sprint here by Kim Hyun-suk. Getting across the line his first 3 additional bonus seconds here for him. Great for the general classification. Great for Kim Hyun-suk. And 3 minutes on the peloton currently, so we should be able to make it here towards the second sprint point. And we do. Another good sprint here by Kim Hyun-suk. Can he stay in front of the rider? No! KoRail barely passes him here on the straight. 2 additional bonus seconds for Kim Hyun-suk. I tried to do a big sprint here with Heo as well, but man, the peloton is it's such a weird pace. They are really sprinting basically in the peloton as well, and you see the lead very quickly diminishing. I'm trying to do a very interesting tactic here with Heo and Kim Hyun-suk, is making sure that they sprint away together. Kim Hyun-suk gaining 2 seconds here, and Heo 3 seconds, getting across line here first. And that's kind of maybe the tactic I should have been doing earlier here in the stage as well. If there isn't much of a breakaway, let's sprint with Kim Hyun-suk and Heo, get as many bonus seconds as possible. At least we have now quick calculations, 7 bonus seconds here for Kim Hyun-suk in this stage, and 3 here for Heo. So that should help them in the general classification. And yeah, let's see what that will do here towards the end and in the general classification here after this stage. Maybe we can get another victory here with one of our sprinters. Joseph Turnbull with a +3. What an incredible stat here today. Heo also with a +2. So I'm betting on our chances here. I'm betting that they're quite high for a good result here for us today. We are in great shape. Kim Hyun-suk actually looking exhausted here. I am not sure what happened. The breakaway must have took a lot from him. 2 kilometers left to go. I kind of mess up the sprint. You see the other teams already going. 1 kilometer left to go. There is a weird corner here. I should have sprinted a bit better before it. Can Heo or Turnbull get past any riders here? No, there's such a big blockage of riders here. No victory or decent result here for our riders. A 10th place for Joseph Turnbull, 15th place for Heo. Our positioning was absolutely trash here towards the end. Really poor job here by us. Should have done that way better. But at least the bonus seconds here helping us out a lot. 3 bonus seconds moving us up all the way to 3rd. Joseph still in 5th. Kim Hyun-suk also moving up another place here. So 3 players now, or 3 riders now here in the top 6 for us. More riders in that top 10 position gives us better chances here towards the end. So I'm hoping that this will work in our favor in these last 3 stages. 3 stages to go. 15 seconds to make up here for Heo. It's going to be quite the challenge, especially here in this 8th stage, which is much more hilly, a flat end in this stage, so it would be a perfect sprint stage for us. That means another victory opportunity here for Heo.
It's going to be a monotonous day when it comes to the terrain, but at least the teams with sprinters won't be complaining, and of course, those opportunists with a bit of daring won't make their life easy.
Exactly, and it means that there are any bonus seconds here in this stage to go. I, for some reason, do a not so smart move and jump away here with Heyo. Heyo obviously, what is it, 15 seconds as you can see here, 15 seconds behind the number 1. That means any bonus seconds I can get would be great for us, but it's, you know, I probably should save his energy for the end. I probably should have sent out Kim Hyun-suk or Turnbull. I do manage to get Yusarang here in this group as well, hoping that together they can dominate the stage and Yusarang can carry him towards the end without losing too much energy here. That would be the goal for this stage. First in between sprint point, 1 kilometer to go. Big sprint here by Heyo. Can he make it towards the line? He was positioned very back towards the back. Poor sentence by me there. But Heyo getting across the line here as 4th. No additional bonus seconds for us there either. Not super great. Not ideal for us here today in this race. On to the second in-between sprint point. The mountain points don't matter for us as, you know, Yusarang is far out of the mountain classification. But at least for this one, Heyo gets across the line here as 1st. Fantastic job here by Heyo. 3 additional bonus seconds for us. That should move us up closer to 2nd place, I think. Still very far off this 1st place, but, you know, we can always try. 10 kilometers off the end here. We have a 20-second lead, and I kind of want to try and make it here towards the end with Heyo. This is actually a decision where I think maybe I should have done better. I should have very much put our sprint team together way earlier. But it is what it is. 7 kilometers left to go. Let's try and lead out our sprinters as good as possible. Heyo already lost so much of his energy, so it's not great. I already used his energy gel as well, so that doesn't help either. 4 kilometers left to go. We are on this train. We are trying to do our best. We are so far in the back, however. Hong lost Yone's wheel, and that really doesn't help us very much. A big sprint here by Hong, actually, which also doesn't help us because the sprint is so far away still. And that means that I have used up so much energy of our riders. Heyo here trying to do his best, trying to sprint here towards the end. Can he beat any rider? No. The number 1 in the general classification, getting 10 additional bonus seconds. And that means that even though we got 6 additional bonus seconds here today, we are losing here on the Australian rider. We did not gain any seconds on the Australian rider. 13th and 14th place in this stage here for Heyo and Joseph Turnbull. And as you can see here, currently the same time as the Polish rider here, as Rudik. The bonus seconds may be moving us up towards that same time, but not past the number 2 rider. And it means that we put in a lot of effort currently for Heyo without getting too many results here for us today. So a lot of wasted effort here. Maybe betting on the sprint here would have been the better choice, and maybe jumping away here with Joseph or with Kim Hyun-suk would have been the better decision here. So not the best here by us to do that. With Heyo on to the 9th stage, another very flat stage, 3 in between sprint points with bonus seconds to grab for us here today.
It's going to be a monotonous day when it comes to the terrain, but at least the teams with sprinters won't be complaining, and of course, those opportunists with a bit of daring won't make their life easy.
Exactly. And sometimes we are those opportunists. Let's try and jump away here with Yon. I just want to get him a win at some point. Not the best decision here, so I actually decide to do it with Turnbull, which is the much better decision as he is only 29 seconds behind the number 1. Again, if he can win in this breakaway, that would be great. But I'm riding with a rider that has 0 interest in riding together with me. Every time I try to, do a head-over-head or try to do anything, he stopped working with me. So I just think that he wanted to stay away for himself. Turnbull does make it here all the way towards the first sprint point. That means 3 additional seconds at least for him. Used up a decent amount of energy though, so I'm going to just relax and put him back into the peloton. And hopefully get some additional bonus seconds with Heyo and Kim Hyun-suk here in these in-between sprints that we have coming up. As you can see here, Joseph now just relaxing and not working together here with this other rider because there's no real point In the meantime, that other rider is still ahead. The peloton doesn't really care about him. There's also plenty of kilometers left to go. So I do a little sprint slash attack here with Kim Hyun-suk. Heo Sang-soo behind him as well. Kind of mess up here because I forget that Kim Hyun-suk probably shouldn't be taking the 2 bonus seconds. Heo probably should have done that. And that means that Heo, instead of getting 2 bonus seconds, only gets 1. So not the best choice here for us. Third in-between sprint point, you see the rider here is still up front. And this time I do it slightly smarter. I sprint away here with Heo. We almost catch up to the rider that is in the breakaway. He is absolutely exhausted. But at least Heo here gets 2 additional bonus seconds and Kim Hyun-suk also an additional bonus second. So together they each got 3 bonus seconds here, which hopefully will help them in the general classification. And now with 44 kilometers to go, all we need to do is focus towards the end, protect Heo and Kim Hyun-suk and Turnbull, and basically get this sprint train going. 10 kilometers left to go. I mess up my sprint train, as you can see. I deselect something. The riders get unorganized. I have no idea how I managed to do that, to be honest. But yeah, kind of messed up my sprint train there. That means that they needed to put in some extra effort to get back up to speed. And yeah, that costs stamina and energy and, you know, basically motion. So yeah, now our sprint train is actually going again. We're back up to speed. We are fully going. 5 kilometers left to go. There's a big gap here for us with Heo and the number 1, but you know, we want to try and get into a position where we win this tour, or at least get up there as high as possible. 2nd place last year for Heo. Yusarang will definitely not be winning this tour this stage again. And 2 kilometers left to go, and I do not understand why I'm not sprinting 2 kilometers. I see the 1 kilometer sign, and then I sprint with Heo, or with Kim Hyun-suk, and it's way too late. Heo now trying to get out of the bunch, gets blocked quite a bit. Gets blocked here, sadly, by Rudek, the Polish rider, the green jersey rider, blocking Heo here in this sprint. His number 1 competitor, Heo Sang-soo, blocked by the green jersey. We should file for a protest, honestly, with acts like that, but it is what it is. The Dutch rider actually losing a bunch of seconds here towards the end. That means that Joseph and Kim Hyun-suk move up all the way to 4th and 5th, which is pretty good. I did not expect that, but I'll happily take it. Anyway, Heo still 19 seconds off the lead of the number 1 position. 16 seconds, the gap between the number 1 and number 2. That means 3 seconds of a gap towards the number 2 and 3. 1 stage left to go after this. I don't think we'll make up 20 seconds in one stage, but there is a chance to make up 3. So let's try and do that here in stage number 10, the final stage here of the Tour de Maroc.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Today's terrain is fairly level, so it's ideal ground for those who are good on the flat. It is under a bright sun that today's race will be run.
At least the sun is bright, because the statistics on our riders are not. Heo with a -1 today, very much impacting his statistics. Turnbull looking great, however, with a +3. Let's see if I can make up 3 seconds here in today's stage. Sending out Heo, you know, number 3 here in the general classification. 2nd in the Young Riders classification, so he is wearing the Young Riders jersey, probably because Rudek is wearing the Sprinters jersey. So I'm just hoping that we can bridge a bit of a gap here towards the 11 kilometers. I guess I did not manage to, but here in this 2nd in between sprint point, I do the best I can, and that is jump away here with Heo Turnbull and Kim Hyun-suk, getting all the bonus seconds that we can have. And that means that, you know, we get a total of 6 bonus seconds here for our team. Great position, honestly, here for our team here. Doing the same thing here again in this 3rd in-between sprint point. You know, really trying to push ourselves to the limits. And Heo getting another 1st place here in this in-between bonus sprint. That means that he now has 6 additional bonus seconds. If he can get a 3rd place and Rudek gets, you know, a 2nd place, then we should be able to get that 1st place, or get that 2nd place in general classification. If nothing special happens and Rurik finishes outside of the top 3, we'll be guaranteed a top 2 place here in the Tour de Maroc. Not a victory, sadly, but basically the equivalent of last year here for Heo, which would still be pretty okay. 8 kilometers. Thank you, commentator. 8 kilometers left to go. That means indeed that this stage will definitely end up in a mass sprint. I'm trying to tee it up nicely here with our team. Joseph, even though he has incredible stats today, will be the lead out for Heo. I am that determined here in this final 5 kilometers, which you see most of our riders are already out of energy, which is problematic. Normally I would be around 2 or 3 kilometers here with Kim Hyun-suk, and him leading out now at 3 kilometers is quite a big issue. Trying to get here towards the front as much as possible. You see actually the team with the yellow and green jerseys are doing incredible here. I don't know where they're getting the speed from, but they are speeding up so incredibly well. Joseph here leading out Heo as best as possible. Big acceleration from him. Heo now with a big jump away from the wheel, but all the riders have already left the front, and yeah, Heo finishing way behind them in 9th position here for Heo. 9th position here for Heo in this last stage of the Tour de Maroc. That means that we end up in a 3rd, 4th, and 5th position here with our team. Normally a position that I would be very happy with. I think a really good team result here for us, but the same time as the number 2, a better positioned here, the number 2 in this race. That means that he keeps the number 2 position. We do not pass him. If we had 1 second anywhere else in this race, we would have been able to pass him, but sadly, Heo, same time as the Polish rider. That means a 3rd place in this tour for Heo. That means no equal results to last year, no improvement of the result of last year. Heo, sadly, a 3rd place in this tour. Joseph Turnbull, 4th, Kim Hyun-suk, 5th. Something that I'm okay with, but sadly not as positive as I would have liked. On to the points and the victories so far. Total points over 1,900 already. We're really getting up there, and we have plenty more races to go. We're almost halfway throughout the season, or almost, I think, halfway throughout the season now. In the meantime, Fitzke very close, basically tied to Christoph Krol. He is still the number 1 positioned here, although he didn't ride any races here in this episode. Fitzke winning at least one of them, the Portuguese race, if I recall correctly. So great job by him. The very young rider here. Other than that, Kim Hyun-suk is on the board, ladies and gentlemen. Kim Hyun-suk with a 3rd place in the Tour de Maroc. So it's good to see him finally on the board as well. Again, I'm not sure what the best way is to show the results of our riders, as we are getting so many points and so many podiums and victories and other and things like that. So I think for now this is the best way. If you have any better methods of showing the points and the victories, let me know, then I'm happy to adopt it. In the meantime, this is the way that we'll do it. Christoph Krol, 1st position here in our team. 2nd place, Paul Fitzke. 3rd place by Jae Hwan-jun. Let's see how they'll do in the next episode with plenty more races to do. I think a lot of day stages as well. So look forward to that one. Thank you again for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll hope to see you guys next time. Ciao.